This man had 2 socks hanging around his neck. He pulled the string of the socks tight, and the dirt fell down. He used his foot to stir the dirt evenly, afraid the guards would notice. After that, they started digging the tunnel. The men outside struck the steel posts with a hammer, and the men inside followed the rhythm to strike the ground. They carried away the soil they had dug out. When they reached the garden area, they quietly dumped the dirt into the vegetable patch and covered the traces with a rake. When the German patrol passed by, they didn't notice anything unusual. As the tunnel got deeper, the oxygen inside became more and more scarce. They built a homemade blower to pump in air, and also had to prepare transport tools in case the guards discovered them. The prisoners outside sang the national anthem as cover, while the men inside struck the ground in rhythm with the anthem. One day, a prisoner was buried by falling dirt, but luckily his companions immediately crawled into the tunnel and pulled him out, avoiding tragedy. To support the tunnel, they needed wooden planks, so they tore planks from the roof as well as those hidden in walls, and even from under the beds of fellow prisoners. When the tunnel was almost finished, they began planning for after the escape, learning German, and sewing civilian clothes to replace their uniforms. On Independence Day, they were holding a celebration. At that moment, a guard poured water on the ground and saw it quickly seep underground, so he hurried to call an officer. When they moved the stove and lifted the floor tiles, the tunnel was instantly exposed. A squad of soldiers surrounded the barracks, but the prisoners didn't despair because they still had another tunnel leading to the sewer. They had carefully shaped the square tiles to fit into the sewer entrance. Whenever the patrol came by to inspect, the lookout would signal, and the men in the tunnel immediately put down their tools, set the tiles in place, smeared cement into the gaps, and finally poured a bucket of water to cover it up. At last, this tunnel was completed too. They changed into civilian clothes and crawled into the tunnel one by one during the night. But when the men in front broke through the surface, they realized the exit was still far from the trees and directly under the searchlights. Even so, their companion at the front risked it, crawling out quickly and hiding in the woods. When the moment was right, he pulled the rope to send the signal, and the men inside the tunnel moved immediately. Suddenly, one prisoner accidentally fell to the ground, the noise alerting the sentry. As the sentry went to check, he spotted another prisoner crawling out of the tunnel. In the end, only some of them managed to escape successfully.